What's up, all my community college subscribers? Haley here with another video about community college, obviously. So the topic of today's video is something that comes up a lot on my channel. The thing that people ask me almost daily is, how long should I be spending at community college? And a lot of times the question is framed as, how long is too long to spend at community college? So let me enlighten you guys a little bit. The typical amount of time that is, I guess, suggested for people to spend in community college is 2 years. The community college degree and the transfer curriculum is designed to be completed in 2 years. If you are a full-time student every semester or quarter, and a lot of times it also helps to go to school during the summer and the winter terms as well. That's what I did, that's how I got in and out, and I'm gonna talk about myself in a second. But what I've noticed as someone who transferred to UCLA and who has spoken to a lot of students online who transferred to UCs and just transferred in general, more and more students actually aren't spending 2 years in community college. Most people that I've talked to seem to be spending 3 years in community college, which is what I did. And that is totally fine. Guys, I want you to not put so much pressure on yourself to get things done within a certain time frame. I know a lot of people who are in community college feel like they're behind maybe their high school peers, people that they know from high school, because a lot of those people are already at a 4-year and they're like, oh, I'm at this community college, I want to get over with this part of my life, I want to move on to the 4-year. I felt that way a lot of times too. But the important thing to remember is that there's no cookie cutter way to go through college. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, and you really should be doing whatever is best for you, whether that fits in with, like, for lack of a better way to put it, whether that fits in with society's idea of how long you should be spending in community college or in college in general. It doesn't matter. What matters is figuring out what you want and what you need and how to do those things and putting your plan for how to do those things into practice. This may take 2 years, this may take 3 years, this may take 5 years. I do want to say, if you are getting upwards of 5 years at community college, I would encourage you really to have an honest conversation with yourself about what you're doing. But take action. Don't just be like, oh my God, I've done nothing in the past 5 years. I haven't even, gotten halfway through a GETC, or I haven't even, earned any AAs or ASs or whatever. Once you realize that you're in a spot where you need to make some sort of move, make a plan, figure out what you need to do to accomplish your goal. Your goal may or may not be transferring. Maybe your goal is just to earn your AA or your AS and move on with life. Maybe it's to earn some sort of certificate so you can get a job. That's perfectly fine, but just do it for yourself. The amount of coursework that there is in order for you to complete iGETC, in order for you to do all your pre-major requisites, there's a lot. I don't think I could have done it in 2 years. As I said, took 3 years, and I wasn't even full-time totally the last year, but I also took classes in the summer and the winter quarter, and I pretty much always was full-time during my first 2 years, and I still didn't get through everything that I needed to get through. I did change my mind a few times, and that's a part of it. But my point is, you don't have to put yourself on a schedule. Since you're going to be working on your general education at community college, you have a chance to explore. It's built into the curriculum. You have to take classes in a few different areas. You're gonna get an idea of what's out there that's available for you to study. And with that, I would really encourage you guys to expose yourself to a wide variety of fields, okay? Like, you can go the easy route and you can be like, okay, I'll take Psych 1 for my social science, and then I'll take biology for my physical science. Okay, but you could do that. That's totally fine, that's totally valid. But you could also play around a little bit. Maybe take something a little bit more niche. Take geology, that would be cool. Take, I don't know, human sexuality, just anything that's not super typical. If it interests you, I would encourage you to explore it. And that's exactly why community college is such a wonderful option. If you're at a 4-year university, you're on a very strict timeline, you're probably spending a hell of a lot of money. So there's not a lot of time to dilly-dally. You have to know what your major is, you have to take the classes, you have to get in, you have to get out, because you don't want to waste time and you don't want to waste money. When it comes to community college, one of the really nice things is that pressure is not really on you. The other thing that I'd like to point out is not every single major is designed to be completed in 2 years, especially if you're looking at some sort of engineering major or maybe even business. I don't know, something that's a little bit more mathematical, probably. that is going to take a lot longer than like a history major, for example. So someone who wants to transfer to UC for history probably can get out of community college in 2 years and move on with their life. Someone who's looking at like engineering or just like mathematics or anything, like I said, that's a little bit more content heavy, that is probably going to take more time because the course load is usually a lot bigger. A lot of times for those majors, you have to not only pass the class, but you have to earn a certain grade in order to pass it. I've seen like B-, even B+. So it can be harder to make all of those ends meet. It can take a lot more time to actually, meet all of those requirements, pass all those classes. So there are a lot of cases where 2 years just isn't possible. That's a different story. Above all, like I said, the important thing is to do what's best for you, and whether that takes 2 years or 10 years, maybe you're working while you're also going to school, that will change the time that it takes for you to get through community college. That's perfectly fine. Just do what works for you. Don't mind what other people say, because you know where you're going and you can get there in any amount of time that it takes. So thank you all so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it or benefited from its content. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I post new videos every Saturday at 3 p.m. about community college, transferring, UC and UCLA, all of that good stuff. So I will see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye.